South Africa has a massive appetite for rugged, adventure-ready SUVs, and this might be the most striking contender we've seen in years. This is the Jetour T1, and in this Onyx Black color, it switches that bushwhacker I can go anywhere aesthetic for something much more premium that looks like it belongs in Sandton, but it also feels right at home right here where we are. Up front, the presence is undeniable. You've got a massive upright grille with the Jetour lettering boldly displayed. The lighting tech is a standout. These Storm Eye LED headlights and daytime running lights feature a pixel block design that gives it a distinctive, high-tech signature when the sun goes down. Moving to the side, it embraces a mechanical armor philosophy. This flagship Odyssey model sits on aggressive 19-inch aluminium wheels that fill out those squared-off wheel arches perfectly. You also get functional side steps and high-strength dynamic load rails on the roof that can handle up to 100 kg while you're on the move. Now, the rear of the T1 is where it sets itself apart from the more rugged T2. Instead of that spare wheel cover, what you get is a cleaned out vertical tailgate. You get that LED setup for the lights over here. And then you get this flushed out rear window, which really completes the entire package. So how does it differ from your standard SUV? While most rivals are moving towards soft, rounded edges, the T1 sticks to its guns with a classic upright 4x4 silhouette. It's wider and taller than most in its class, with a 200mm ground clearance that makes it look like it's ready to tackle a mountain pass, even when it's just doing the school run. Step inside and you're greeted by a cabin that feels light years ahead of what we used to expect from this segment. The steering wheel is finished in a premium multifunction leather. It's completely new design for the segment. It's chunky, tactile, and much more ergonomic than its competitors, featuring dedicated thumb controls that feel satisfyingly clicky. The dashboard is dominated by a massive 15.6-inch infotainment screen, powered by a high-speed Qualcomm Snapdragon chip. It's tablet smooth and controls everything from your 540-degree panoramic camera to your climate settings. Thankfully, you still have some dedicated shortcut buttons underneath the screen for essential functions. The center console in this car is wide and functional. What you get is a wireless charging pad for your mobile devices. You get this fighter jet style gear selector over here. You get a rotary dial for your driving modes and a few buttons for your shortcuts. There's 2 cup holders that are deep enough. Then you get the cubby here, which can fit almost anything that you want to hide in there. And then the materials used in this car is a mixture of soft touch, especially here on the dashboard, as well as hard sort of, I want to say plastics, really, that really add to that adventure and off-road feel that the car is going for. This Odyssey spec gets a 9-speaker Sony Surround Sound system. It's punchy, crisp, and exactly what you need for a long trek to the Drakensberg. Elsewhere, you get a massive panoramic sunroof, but the real stars are these cloud-like seats. They are supportive for long hauls and finished in premium synthetic leather. Space in the rear is exceptional for a compact urban SUV with a flat floor that comfortably accommodates 3 adults. The boot offers 574 liters of space. It's a square, practical loading area that's ideal for camping gear or a full month's groceries. And now moving on to the power. This flagship model features a 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine. It produces a stout 180 kilowatts and 375 newton meters of torque, mated to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. It's a significant jump from the 1.5-liter found in the entry-level Edge models. On the road, the T1 is not as refined as I thought it would be. It's riding on a 2-liter engine, and what I expected was a little bit more punch and a little bit more power. But for this size of the vehicle, it is acceptable. What you get are about 7 driving modes for the selective rotary dial that you can choose from. And when you engage that XWD, which essentially stands for all-wheel drive, that's when the car really comes alive. In a straight line, it's very punchy and it feels very confident. And even on gravel, it remains flat on the road, which is quite nice because that ride height really helps in giving you the ultimate comfort in this car. And lastly, when it comes to fuel consumption, this is where I wish they had a plug-in hybrid. It's launching later in the year, by the way. We're averaging at about 12.3 liters per 100 kilometer, which for me, for a car of this size and the price, that's terrible. It needs to do better. But I guess you get what you pay for. Most cars lose value the moment you drive them off the lot. But here's the thing, how much value they lose is partly up to you. If you ever plan on selling or trading in your car, this is something you need to know. So let's have a look at how you can protect your car's resale value. Your car's resale value is affected by more than just age. Things like mileage, condition, the color, service history, and even the extras you add all play a role. For example, high mileage and skipped services can seriously hurt what a dealer is willing to offer you. But regularly servicing, especially following the manufacturer's schedule, shows that your car has been well looked after. Color also matters more than people think. Neutral colors and clean interior trims tend to sell better over time than bold or highly personalized choices. And while custom rims, sound systems, or body kits might feel like upgrades to you, they can actually reduce resale value because the next owner may not want them. And to simply put it, a clean, well-maintained car with a solid service record is always worth more. Owning a car should be enjoyable, not stressful when it's time to sell. So by making smart choices during your ownership journey, you can protect your car's value and get more back when it matters most. If you want to learn more how to make smarter car finance and ownership decisions, visit wesbank.co.za. The Jetour T1 range starts at 514,900 for the Edge. This range-topping Odyssey XWD we're-in is priced at 634,900 Rand. But look at the rivals. You get the Haval H6 2-liter 4-wheel drive. It's priced around 600,000 Rand, its biggest tech rival. Then there's the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro Max all-wheel drive, coming in at 528,900 all the way to 610,000 Rand. Then you get the BAIC B30. It's a rugged alternative in the same price bracket. And if you finance this T1 Odyssey through WesBank with no deposit over 72 months at the current prime rate of 10.25%, you're looking at a monthly installment of approximately 12,300 Rand. So from our time with it, it's quite clear that the Jetour T1 offers incredible value into a saturated market. It gives you those adventure looks without the compromise on the ride quality. But if you really don't mind that fuel consumption, I'd say definitely have a look at one. And that's our time with the Jetour T1. I would love to know what you think of this review, so please leave your comments in that section down below. And please make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel so that you're the first one to know when we release our latest content. And please share this with your friends and family. But from myself, Papi Mabele, and Gift behind the camera, thank you so much for tuning in and have yourself a good one.